My name is Cena Baker. I am currently taking violin lessons here at Music Royale. Why did I want to take violin lessons? Well, it's a long story. It's a regret I had all my life. Always wanted to play, but my instrumental choice growing up was the piano. And I remember a song that I heard when I was in high school by Gordon Lightfoot called If You Could Read My Mind. I'm not sure what the song was about, but I know that it started out with Lightfoot playing some strings on his guitar, and then behind it came in this beautiful sound of the strings, the cellos and the violins and the violas and the basses, and it just pulled at my heart, and it kind of took me somewhere else over and beyond that song. And it was the first time that I ever listened to a song beyond the lyrics and beyond the melody. It was that backup song. So ever since then, every time I heard a song, I would look for the string section. The violin versus the other string instruments were because I think it's because it emulates the voice better than, or the soprano voice maybe better than the other instruments do, and so I wasn't familiar with any of the instruments at all, but I always thought it was the violin. Well, I'm not going to lie. When you start at an old age, an older age than most people, there are some physical restrictions to learning any instrument as an adult. I knew how to read music because of playing piano all these years, and I thought it was going to be easy. I don't know why I thought I could just sit down and start playing, but it's the technical movements um, and the techniques that that are really difficult, especially physically too, because shortly after I started, I injured my shoulder and had to have some surgery. So there's been some physical limitations, but you, Megan, have been really good at helping me through that and trying to overcome that. So yeah, and not only that, but because being an adult and being involved in a lot of things, practicing, um, it's hard to find time. But if it's something you really want to do, you make the time. My advice for picking up a new instrument is to don't look so far out into the future of what you think your talent can be. Start at the beginning, get excited about each little point that you've made in the progress of learning the instrument, um, and just be happy in the little progress that you're making, and enjoy the journey. I grew up in a family that we always had music around. Mother played the piano, and we had a piano ever since I can remember. My father loved to sing. We had a stereo that always had Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin and Perry Como always on 24/7, and so there was always music lilting through the house, and I introduced that to my children, and I learned from Sesame Street that the definition of music is, let me remember, is a magical ribbon of sound. And I thought that was a pretty good, Big Bird said that. The impact of music education that's an interesting question. I was fortunate enough that when I was in grade school, I went to a Catholic grade school, the sisters taught music as part of, well, we had it, every day in class, but we also went over to the convent one afternoon a week for a half an hour for piano lessons, and that was very convenient. And so I'm not sure that I would have started out had that opportunity not been there. Um, my kids, I introduced music to my children before they were even born. When I was pregnant with them, I would sit at the piano and play certain songs, and then when they were born, I would sing to them every night. But when I put them down, I hope that didn't frighten them. I don't think it did. um, but it and just introduced them to different genres of music too was important, so they could identify with those notes, with those music, with those words, and take it with them through their life. And fortunately, I'm excited that my son took off with it, and he is a jazz bass performer, and he writes music, and I've learned to pick out the bass now in songs when I hear them, and I'm really proud of him. And that's one of the reasons why I chose Music Royale as my place to learn, is because my son went here. He learned guitar when he was in grade school and through high school, and now he's returned as an instructor. And all the instructors here are very nice, and it's very convenient, and they're very accommodating. They're very patient. I did attend the birthday party or last several years for Music Royale, which is held in July, where the students perform, and the staff especially. It highlights the talents of the staff, and we can hear all kinds of different music types and genres, and familiar tunes as well as not familiar tunes, and it's a lot of fun. They have a food truck and something going on all the time, and it's really great. My son, when he was younger, was in rock school, and went to quite a few of those events, and that is really fun. It's great to see these kids learn to play together with different instruments, because there's timing and dynamics and just working together to hear how one instrument complements another one. When I was younger and I did piano recitals, I was terrified. I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous. I'm glad I did them, because it teaches you patience and how to focus. I've had one recital with my violin here, and it was a very short piece, and it didn't take but 30 seconds, I don't believe, but I was proud of the results of that, and I look forward to maybe moving a little further down into playing maybe a minute song or something. I think having started a new instrument later in life, I'm excited that I chose to do that. It's never too late. It's never too late to start something new. You can teach old dog new tricks, and if that's where your heart wants to go with it. You won't. Only thing you'll be disappointed about is that you didn't try.